Tell me about this project. Tell me what got you into this.
Well, I had done the Broadway version of the play in 2011, and that was the first time I'd read it when I found out I was going to get to do the play. And I had such a wonderful time acting in it, being a part of the production, but most importantly, it was the most intense and wonderful experience, the emotional reaction of the audience night after night. I'd never been through anything like it before. So when Ryan Murphy called and asked if I'd take a meeting with him to talk about playing this role in the movie, I was very excited, and so I talked to him, and then a couple weeks later found out, yes, you get to do the role. So now I've done the movie, which was its own different but equally intense and wonderful experience, and it's just been very rewarding to have finished it. I think the end product is beautiful. I think it's a very powerful story, and I've had such a wonderful time going around talking about it with people. I think it's very important. I think that it's very worthwhile seeing, and I'm very happy that it's on HBO because I think it'll offer so many people the chance to see it. And I think it's got so much to say, and I think that what it has to say will be sort of different to whoever's ears happens to be hearing it at the time. It just depends on who you are. But it's a beautiful tale, and it's such a beautiful story of humanity and what we as fellow men can do to help each other, and what can happen when we fail each other, which has a lot to do with what this movie is about. But I think that the end message is we don't let that happen again.
And why is Ryan Murphy the right man to be the director?
Well, who knew that he was for sure? I mean, I just think that, I don't know, he just apparently loves this story so much, and obviously it's so important to him, and he was such a pleasure to work with. He handled himself and all of us with such a graceful and not overly intrusive hand, and I think that had to be very challenging because I know how important this movie was to him. But you never had feelings of tension and pressure from him. It was very organic, and you felt the chance to really breathe, and you felt like he was allowing the material to breathe. He just trusted it. He trusted us. He trusted the words, and not to disregard what he did. He was so helpful at so many different junctures for me and things he would say. But he was equally helpful in things that he wouldn't say, and let some of us sometimes struggle and figure some things out on our own. And it would take on its own personal life that was particular to who we were playing these parts. And again, having seen the end result, I think it's one of the most beautiful things he's ever done. I think that it's just, he really made a beautiful movie.
And this movie deals with a lot of heavy emotional situations on set. Did you guys try to keep things lighter, or
it was kept decently light, only in the fact that everybody was so happy to be there and happy to be a part of telling the story. There weren't a lot of humorous moments that helped lighten it or anything. I think, though, that everybody had a real clear vision of what they were doing and why they were there, and therefore you were able to leave the heavy in the scene, and when it was over, I don't know, some of the harder scenes, would carry over into the cut. But even those, it was brief, and you could get on and be ready for the next one.